On this episode of You Can't Eat the Grass.
Oh, he's grumpy. Mr. Man, he's a grumpy chicken.
We're getting ready for our first winter market. Our Kelowna Farmers Market is actually year-round. And right now they're doing the venue change. We're shifting from our outside parking lot area that we do it over by the mall, and it's going over to our rec center where it's partially inside and partially out in the parking lot.
We don't have very much at this point in relation to the abundance that we bring down in summer, but we have been preparing for this. We have been planning for this, so we do still have a good collection of stuff, a good array. We're sending down at least $1,000, so
yeah,
$1,000 day. Here we come. We have never done one of these markets. It's pretty late. We're mid to late November now, so we're excited to see what we can get together, what kind of display we can make, and what kind of money.
Probably not that much.
No. Countdown is on. I thought the sun goes down at 4, but apparently the sun goes down at 3, which is what time it currently is. Like, sun right on the horizon. Winter hours. I do not like it. Weather-wise, it is not too bad out today. It's probably 8 Celsius. And the ground is nicely defrosted. Look at that. Oh, no ice at all. Despite having had some cold weather and some serious winter snow, the carrots are not at all bothered. The greens have died off, but the roots are delicious and beautiful. So that's what we got to sell. Pretty much, that's it. So we're gonna dig up lots of them. We probably only have a couple weeks left of selling. So get it out now or leave it to be bowl snacks all winter is where we are at. Normally we sell our carrots bunched with the greens, but this time of year there isn't really any greens. So what we do is we snap all the tops off like that, which makes them a lot easier to clean, which is nice when it's cold and you don't want to be getting soaking wet. And then we sell them as baskets. You know, in the summer, people come into the market, you know, a bunch of carrots is more than enough, but this time of year there's not as many options, so people eat a lot more carrots, so it doesn't really cause any issues having a $5 basket of carrots instead of a $3 bunch. People want a lot.
All the chickens are hanging out. They're all in the corner because they think they make up snacks.
Oh, well, you better go bring them some treats then.
How's the carrot harvest going?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
With got light fluffy soil. It's pretty wet, so I fork it. I loosen them a little bit with the fork just to make life even easier because it's so wet from all the snow kind of melting.
Do you find you get any damage from that?
There is some damage on these carrots. These carrots are definitely less perfect than our summertime carrots. The issue that we have with this, more so than the cold weather or anything, is that we have some carrot rust fly, which makes sense because we grow tons of carrots, so they're gonna be attracted into it. And so we have some, you know, like maggoty damage on every once in a while, you know, like 1 in 25 of the carrots. And you can't see it at this point. It's not until we go to wash it that it shows up. So this time of year we are picking out a little bit of our carrots, and we do need to be a little bit careful when we're filling up those baskets for that pest reason. But yeah, I mean, there might be a few eaten by the voles, but the cold really isn't a problem.
We've got a confused chicken over there on the loose somehow, but the gate is closed. I don't know how she got out, but there's a trench there, so maybe I have to fill that trench up. The day is saved! Oh, you want some puddle water? Here's some puddle water. Oh, delicious puddle water. I spend so much time bringing water down to these chickens, like, you know, it's something you have to do every day, and I check up on it because sometimes, you know, something happens and it gets spilled, and then they just drink out of puddles. That's their favorite. They're like, screw that clean water. We want puddles.
Here is a couple perfect examples of the pest, the carrot fly that we're dealing with. You can see the little holes, little damaged spots. You know, if you open it up, you can just see where they've eaten. The rest of the carrot is completely fine. It doesn't actually do anything other than, you know, in the spot where they've done the damage, but it doesn't look great for selling. Those are more, if you're a home gardener, you can still eat it, but maybe customers don't want them.
No more puddles, sorry. You're still at it.
It's been like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it looks a lot darker now.
That is true. One thing I will say about these harvest days, when we don't have anything to bring down to the market, harvesting is rather pleasant because, you know, worst case scenario, carrots is going to take me 2 hours, and then picking some kale and some Swiss chard, yet again, worst case scenario, 2 hours. So it makes for very, very quick harvesting days. Though a little chilly. I'm definitely, the first thing I did before I got ready to come out here is I loaded up the fireplace with wood. So the living room will be super hot when I get back inside to warm me up. Do I have treats? Do I have treats? Oh, there we go. I know, you're the lady who likes to get picked up. One of the things that we've been now bringing down to the farmer's market, because sales at the house have slowed down and we just don't have very many options, is we've been bringing our ladies' eggs down, and they've been selling really well, and they've been really bumping up the total sales for the day. They're still going full production. They're laying almost an egg a day each still. So we have lots of eggs. So we've really appreciated the farmer's market as a great way to sell them off. Oh, he's grumpy. Mr. Man, he's a grumpy chicken. I'm talking like I'm gonna pick you up. Get them, ladies. Let's get them. Grab you guys. Mr. Man. He does not like to get picked up. How dare you? Oh, I'm just walking towards the gate. Just gonna be leaving. Oh, I touched you.
Success.
Are you pouting?
We're running power from that outbuilding over there down to the chicken coop so that we can have some light. We have we can do an automatic door so that we don't have to come down here and open them and close them every night.
And by we,
I mean me. Yeah. You still have to like check on them. You can't go a day without, you know, checking on them at least, but it would be nice to have a little bit of freedom of when that time is that you come down and hang out with them. It's time for me to load up the truck for the market. I gotta get all the market supplies together, and we haven't gone to market in a couple weeks. So sometimes when that happens, things get scattered around or forgotten about and they need to be washed or, you know, just put back together. So that's my job right now, is to go get everything together and make sure it's all clean and ready to go. Okay, first up is the merchandising bin. So let's see what is in here. That's probably enough of the big bags. This is like all of our signage. Grab the last of these. This is actually my least favorite thing to do multiple times every week, is move car seats around. Although I have gotten pretty efficient at it. My favorite thing about dried flowers is how easily we can store them in these harvest crates and then just put them off to the side for the week and then come back when it's time to pack for the market and throw them in, and they're already ready to go. The truck's all packed with stuff that I can put in there for now. So let's go check in on Serina. It looks like she was just setting up to harvest some kale.
I thought you were harvesting kale, but you're harvesting carrots again.
I didn't finish. It got dark so fast. So I still want to get another basket or two of carrots since it's pretty much the only thing we are bringing to market. And you know, this might be the last market. And look at, I still have thousands of carrots. So might as well dig them up when the ground's not frozen. Try to make some money off of them. These are my summer kales here, and as you can see, there's not really too much going on them. We call them our Canadian palm trees. They aren't really gonna grow too much at this point, and they might survive the winter and do something in the spring, but they're also just as likely to tempt deer into the yard because they'll actually sit up above the snow. So what I'm thinking we might do for the market to make it really fast to pick this and also to make it look kind of fun and interesting for selling is we'll just snip it and then we'll bunch it with the stems. So they'll look really cool. They'll look like you're getting this little bouquet type thing of kale. Obviously the stem, you know, it's just compost, but it might get some sales, get some people talking to Ian at the market, and it'll be super fast to come through here and just empty this bed.
Because it's gonna be pretty miserable. I think it's just supposed to be like barely above freezing for the market tomorrow. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do and that I kind of have to hide from Serina. I'm gonna put a chair in there, but I'm gonna hide it so she doesn't see it. So I'm gonna put it between those tables while she's not looking. Whoa. This spot over here is pretty exciting. This is something that Serina and I have been talking about all summer between ourselves, not so much on the channel. You guys don't really see this spot very much because actually for the first year that we were here, it was my metal scrap spot. So, you know, not really the nicest thing to walk from the parking lot down into the farm to see. You know, we got this beautiful flower farm over here, big old pile of junk there. So in the spring, I took all the junk out. What the plan is I'm gonna till all of this little spot in here, and then in the spring next year, we're gonna plant some of our like dahlias here. We're gonna have maybe some like decorative grasses along the back, or you know, these tall irises, or I'm not sure what the plan is. Serina has a lot of plants that need a home, and this isn't gonna be able to fit them all, but if they look good, then that's where they're gonna go. We've even got a little cherry tree in the back there that has been growing for years, but we never had water here, so it really hasn't done much. But now we're gonna bring some water up here, so maybe it'll look all cute in the background too. But really excited about this spot because I think it's just gonna make the farm look more professional. And you know, like the farm's already beautiful, but it's just gonna bring it up that extra notch so that, you know, right from the parking lot you have a few more sight lines to the flowers.
What do you think? Does that look pretty good? We could sell them as palm trees. The purple is so purple looking. Look at those. Makes you want to buy two, huh?
For $5? Totally.
Bring that home. Make a bouquet out of it. The end of the bouquets. Only kale. Boom.
There you are, I was looking for you.
Washing eggs. I got carrots harvested. I got kale and Swiss chard. Now, just need to wash some eggs. Make 5 $20 bouquets. And we're done.
It's so late, I was looking for breakfast.
I know.
Must
So
be
late.
like 4:30 I think.
Is it 4:30?
Yeah.
I am about to leave for market now. It is Saturday morning, and I got to admit, I'm not super excited about the market today. It's going to be chilly, and I'm not expecting there to be as much traffic. That being said, I'm still excited to see if I can sell all these. Look at all this stuff back there. You can't really see it. Ooh, that's spooky light. We're still bringing, you know, like kale and chard and carrots. So, you know, maybe we'll be able to piece together like a $400 market. Basically, if we have to sell everything we bring to have a good day. But maybe there's a chance that happens, you know? I don't know. It's pretty slow at the market today, and it's made me realize something. Ducks hate sunshine. Look, they're all hanging out in the shade. What's up, ducks? Market update. We are just over $200 for the day, and there's only a half hour left, so we're not going to get too much more from today. I think that with all the restrictions and stuff, it's just not going to be worth it for us to do any more this year, which is unfortunate, but we did come here and check it out. Doing this market really wasn't about the money necessarily. It's just about, you know, seeing what customers are looking for at this time of year and seeing what it's like at this place, you know, just so we can get some experience in the new venue. This is kind of like, you know, the end of the 2020 chapter though. And everything that we do now, from now on, is going to be for 2021. Goodbye 2020. You will not be missed.
Ian's back from the market and he sold
$250.
which is the lowest market. It's a total waste of time, so you're fired!
Oh, that's
you
exactly
are
what I wanted to
fired.
hear. No more markets.
More markets.
2020 is officially over. Everything we do now is for 2021. This market just had so many complications because of the COVID shutdowns that it just isn't worthwhile, because there's not enough traffic there for us to really do the experimenting. But you know, it's still a chance to go and see what the market was like. We need to do it in a non-COVID year. One of the major complicating factors was the fact that there's a specific path that you kind of were flowing through on that market, and more so than at its other location. Imagine a board game and you're at the start, and you have to go through everything, and then right before the end, that's where I was. So for our eggs, people already had their eggs. For our kale, people already had their kale. You know, there wasn't a lot of stuff that they didn't have already.
Not everyone else is
selling.
selling.
Because like
we all have the same stuff. You know what? These are all excuses. Ian can say whatever he wants. What it comes down to is you didn't sell enough. You're fired.
I know that I have this job again next year though, because you can't get up in the morning early enough.
That is true.
So I will retain my position as lead salesman.
Maybe. There's a serious write-up. There's been a few write-ups this year. A few other factors, such as chair brought to market.
Ah, you saw.
I saw it from last week too. I've noticed a trend. When the chair goes to the market, the sales are lower. And Ian knows better. Just because the markets are over doesn't mean that, you know, we're doing nothing for the 2020 season. We still have some food in the ground, and I really want to get some work done on our irrigation for next year so that we're not scrambling come spring. So we still have work to do this month.
Well, we have a lot more to do than just that too.
We better get back to it.